How's it going, folks? We're going to be looking at some oak planters today. Nice solid oak rum stroke beer barrels I got from a local brewery, full of the odd nail or two. Just drilling some holes here before we get to chopping them in half. Using the trusty Milwaukee. Pretty sure any drill bit would do, but I decided on a 1-inch Horseman bit. Those oak barrels are pretty hardcore, but it went through them no problem. For the odd critter. Did have a little woodlouse that tried to get demolished by the drill bit. Thankfully caught him in time. Released him back to the wild. So overall we had I think it was 8 or 10 holes to the top of each barrel. I did actually think they were beer barrels because I bought them from a local brewery, but one of them did say rum on the side, so then they were like rum aging casks. Maybe for making a rum port or something like that. So I just opted for one central hole and then did them sort of symmetrically as I could around the circumference. Not rocket science, really. It was surprisingly heavy. I'd say they're easily 50 kilos empty. Oh, camera took a bit of a tumble there, thankfully on the grass. Yeah, because I'm not adverse to a little bit of manual labour, and they were surprisingly heavy. I think when they're full, they'll definitely be forklift tackle. I don't think one person will be able to lift them. I don't think 2 people will be able to lift them when they're full. Just flipping them over, doing all sides now. I've noticed the drill getting a little bit warm at this point. I normally put my hand over the back of the drill, but I was noticing I was covering the air vents. A little bit of downward pressure and there's no problem whatsoever. Just be careful with splinters if you're doing this yourself, because I did notice the oak did splinter quite a bit with the Forceman bit, even though it was a brand new bit. Here moving over to the Milwaukee circular saw. It does have a protective guard on it which should prevent it going through anything organic. Like, you can't really chop your finger with these because you've got an auto cut top. They're really safe bits of kit. Like, if you try and start it whilst it's touching the wood, it won't actually start. You'll notice that you feel a bit of a judder, it's sort of like a false start as I was going through. I'm being a little bit rough here. There's nothing stopping you marking it out, doing it all nice and neat. You can do it with a jigsaw if that's what you've got. When I do projects like this, I'm very much like, just get stuck in. As long as you're safe, you know, I'm always putting away from me, you know, really trying to hurt yourself. I've got my ear defenders on, and I've got protective eyewear, so I'm quite happy just to get stuck in. But you always work within your own safety limits. Have someone there to stop you, secure the barrel, you know, if needed. gloves perhaps if you're wary of splinters. And of course mark everything up if you've got that attention to detail. I was just using the measurement gauge on the side of the Milwaukee base plate to try and hold an equidistant measurement between the two middle iron. I'm not even sure what they're called. Iron straps, bands? Yeah, at this point I got covered, absolutely covered in rancid alcohol, which is a bit minging, so decided they needed a good old hose down. Decided not to give them a bit of a spray with any sort of detergent, because these are going to have edibles growing in them. I'm probably going to grow some potatoes and bits and bobs. And here I've just got some gravel, a couple of buckets of gravel to line them. So I've put sort of 2 inches of gravel at the bottom to make sure those holes aren't getting overly clogged with soil or anything like that. Make sure they've got good drainage. Don't want these filling up with water. Since I've done this, I have actually noticed they've been draining pretty well. I may eventually just sit them up on a couple of bricks each as well, so they're off the deck, but for the time being it's all good. At this point I realised probably not the best idea to have a load of weeds transferred, because you know what they're like, you can have a centimetre piece of leaf and all of a sudden 2 minutes later you've got a 6 foot tall plant. So trying to remove all of that out of the gravel, which is just collected from an old plant bed which is getting concreted over. And out comes the green bin. I had loads of sort of semi-composted material in that, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to whiz all that at the bottom. So the idea was to half fill them with green matter before topping them up with compost and soil, and let that all decompose in there. There was a few other bits. There was some turf which I'd pulled up, which I sort of broke up and laid down, and just sort of generic garden waste. And then you see me get into the soil and other bits and bobs there. So, because I'm growing potatoes and garlic probably in these, doesn't need to be the most perfect quality soil, and it's all bits out of my own garden already. So, bottom half randomness, top half good compost. I didn't actually fill these up to the top on this video, but I've since gone back and I bought a couple of big 100-litre sacks of compost, and it took 2 sacks. Each of those boxes takes, half barrels takes about 100 litres, give or take. So I don't know, the brewery didn't tell me, but I think they were 200-litre barrels. So doing the maths, if they were full of liquid, yeah, it'd be 200 odd kilos. Plus the weight of the barrel, 250, yeah. Very heavy. I've got a good sack truck, so if I need to move them I can do. But for the time being I'm happy with them there. Clean as you go, just like a pro. Don't want the missus coming back to a mess, so although the yard does need a lot of work, I've got sort of an end property, so I've got a rear yard, a side garden and a front garden. But there we have it, folks. Partly done. Ready for some planting. Let me know if you like that little talk through as well. That's a new one for me to sort of narrate over a video, but if you like that vibe, do let us know. Please like, comment, subscribe. And if you're into this sort of video, I've got lots more I can do because I've got tons of projects around the house, whilst I am deciding what to do with the 4x4. Right, folks, catch you later.